Brothers, welcome back to the member versus member showdown. Now, I do have a small favor for any of you Google spreadsheets legends out there who might just have access to a simple formula, because I'm having to do a ton of work on this. But basically what I'm wanting to do is, let's say this person's name was member. I want a formula that would convert this into this cell where it's quotation marks, their name, and then quotation marks, and then comma. If you know how to do that, if you wouldn't mind just posting in the comments, that'd be very helpful. But anyways, on to the show. Alrighty, and with the addition of everyone who's become a member this week, and the graciousness of Abagalula adding about 200 members himself, get through gifted, we have a 416 player showdown. I count as one, but I'll surrender before we start. Now, as always, every member gets one bot representing themselves. Producers get 2, executive producers get 3. So if you see someone with more than one bot in the game, that is the reason why. So let's go ahead and get started here. We'll surrender and get things started. Now, it is going to take a long time for 468 bots to even like kind of maneuver through. And it's going to be a little bit too hard to kind of say, hey, let's zoom in on every individual bot. So we'll just kind of have this zoomed out picture for right now until we start to see more of a solidified picture and the bots can kind of become a little bit more legible on the board. We do have a bunch of names just kind of floating through the crown. Every bot has an equal chance of beating every other bot. They're all at the same level, so there is no advantage given to any one bot, other than, you know, some people have multiple names, basically kind of having like multiple raffle tickets. But we're starting to see a big kind of wave over here. Where is Yigit? He's been holding onto the crown for quite some time. Over there doing well for himself. It's Boo has now stolen it away from him, and now we're seeing a lot of fighting, a lot of just absolute bloodbath action everywhere. Who's this going down? That's Nathan Ross. Adios, Nathan. I don't think you're long for this world, but you beat Christopher Ryan. Oh no, that was a rough one. And let's kind of take a look at where we see some more big guys. We see Morwin over here with the crown. We got Yigit, we got Boo. Oscar Does RC is doing well in Crimea area. And then we have multiple Kadan bots doing well. He's actually taking over this area really well. New executive member Quartz is off to a great start as well. He's really big and can definitely do some damage over here. He's got a lot of weak bots to kind of work through. Now that big Kadan bot will be a problem. We do see Kevin Andy Stamps over here is also going to be a little bit of a threat, but he's fighting Overax YouTube, which is going to be a little bit of a tough battle for him to fight, but the easy bots are definitely going away. Now we can see Crimson Menace has emerged as a big champion over here. The first crown we've seen on the western side of the map, and he has 70,000 troops. My goodness, looks like Nolan is going to be a snack for him. And that, my goodness, Christopher Menace, or Crimson Menace is going to be a definite menace. Caveman falling. I'm so sorry, Caveman. Better luck next time. Now we do see that Richie Lawson has emerged over here in the bottom right. He's getting very big. He has a lot of space, but he's very equal in troops to a number of players. But you can see he's also over here fighting a weakened Lily. That'll be an interesting one to watch. In the middle section, we have a bunch of people who are of the same size, except for Exxon is going to get very big. Kadans has taken over in the middle. Looks like he won that fight with Quartz. Quartz is now out of this one. Let's take a look at the top right over here. We have Hercules the Clown doing very well for himself. Has a tough opponent in Gubby. That will be a tough one to fight back. Crimson Menace has really started to establish himself over here, but Big Stupid Grin really putting a lot of power out and absolutely destroying Austin, a big competitor, and probably his biggest obstacle in the way, as he is just kind of solidifying this corner for himself. Now, as we kind of start to zoom out, we can get a little bit better of a picture of who's going to be kind of in the end game. Big Stupid Grin definitely has the advantage over here, but he's got a tough opponent in Crimson Menace. Crimson Menace starting to push through. Who's this? Our average gambler. And looks like Yigit is not starting to knock down ZR. Oscar Does RC is starting to make some moves over here, but I don't know how long that's going to last. These two guys who were once fighting for supremacy in the corner are now dying to Arcadia and Morwin. Richie has really started to take control, but Morwin's also pushing down south. So this corner's up for a little bit of questions as to who's going to emerge as the champion, in a big fight emerging as Big Stupid Grin has taken on Crimson Menace. He's also fighting Crovar down in the south. A lot of land up for grabs. He's got about a 20,000 pixel, 40,000 pixel advantage over Crimson Menace, but the troops are rather similar. Crimson Menace also has to deal with any kind of aggression over here in the east. Oh my goodness, Richie has gotten the big push against Morwin. The Uno reverse card in effect, as Morwin, once the oppressor, is now the oppressed, are getting absolutely sandwiched between Arcadia and Richie Lawson, doing some great work. And then it looks like Kevin, Andy Stamps, and Gadon have taken over this area. Tol Gadon has absolutely fallen, but Gadon, oh, massive fumble as Kevin, Andy Stamps, the strongest player in the game, has almost 1 million troops, and in fact does have 1 million troops. That is very imposing. You can see these two have kind of sandwiched themselves as they have stalemated very heavily against each other, and they're not going to be able to do a lot of damage. But a guy sitting on 1 million troops is going to be a tremendous threat, and you got to wonder where he's going to go next. He's going down here into... oh gosh, Cyprus, that was the name of the place. And now over here, Richie Lawson, having after destroyed Morwen, is finding that his friend Arcadia is no longer his friend and is going to be victim to Kevin Andy Stamps' massive attack over here. We'll see how long this goes. Kevin Andy Stamps grabs the crown away and continues his dominance, just absolutely pushing through. Yigit also falling. My goodness, 2 million troops is going to be hard for anyone to withstand. He's starting to go into Oscar Does RC, and it looks like even though Big Stupid Grin won the war over here against the Menace, he's gonna lose, or he won the battle, he's gonna lose the war, as Kevin Andy Stamps, now with 4 million, is gonna be all but impossible to defeat. Arcadia tries his luck and quickly learns how numbers work and that how they are not in his favor. That is a massive attack, and a one punch from Kevin Andy Stamps knocks him out. Kevin Andy Stamps looks like he's gonna be our champion. Got to figure out how to do a little bit of boating, which the bots are not always the best at. They definitely prioritize grabbing land over here first. You can see Big Stupid Grin going after a lot of low islands over here. Doesn't quite recognize the danger he's in with Kevin Andy Stamps having 6 million. We'll wait for him to touch down. He finally gets into Oscar Does RC. Oscar Does RC will take home our bronze of today. And it looks like Big Stupid Grin will take home the silver as Kevin Andy Stamps takes home the crown. Hopefully with one more attack. Yeah, that should be enough to get it done here. So well done to Kevin Andy Stamps, our Caucasia member victor. And we'll go on to the team game. Alrighty, and we do have a team game for you. 469 players. There will be 8 teams. I am on the one team that has an extra person. Every other team has 59 to 58 people. I'll go ahead and go down the list so you can see where you're at. Is you can pause the video as we just kind of keep rolling through, but we have 400 of these to go, so we're going to go a little bit quick. If you don't see yourself, you might see yourself in the game. But there is the blue team just kind of cruising through you guys. Now we're on to yellow, and we've got a few more colors to go. There is magenta, there is cyan, there's white, and there is black. Black looks like they're the executive producers once again. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. So I'll scroll back to the top of the leaderboard, make sure that we get a good leaderboard that actually gives us some good information that we might actually want. I'm going to go ahead and hit the surrender, and that should do it here. We're off to the races. Now, taking a look at kind of starting locations, this is a little bit of a curmudgeon of things, but I do see a large presence of magenta that could do well over here. Black does have a little bit of a corridor strength in this area. Now in the middle, you can see green's got a nice corridor of players very close together. So does cyan right here. This could be a little power corner over here. A lot of bots over here. Not really seeing any distinct advantage. If any team I would say is not off to a great advantage, it is right now the white team. The white team doesn't look like they're off to any kind of consolidation start at all. You can see blues even got a little bit over here as well. So the game's going to be really about which players can work together, as we do have the madness for crown and just this continuation here. Now I'm rooting for my black team, my executive producers. That's obviously the team I was on, but they are off to a rough start as well. Did not get anything going over here. Even though they do have Christopher Ryans with the crown over here, they don't really have any consolidation. Magenta is getting some consolidation over here. Nowhere near enough to be able to call them victors of that side of the map. Green is doing very well for themselves down here with Peyton, Janko, James, 4A, Hydra, and Ahmed all kind of working together a little bit. If they can just get a little bit more of a push, they can definitely start to take over this area of the map. Now kind of zooming through, we have a Scion presence over here with Yuta King, Endbu, Gavin, Will, and Sangrio doing well. Madness has now taken over the crown with the help of Luke. He's got a nice strong power base, but Kazorp also doing well for himself here in the middle. That is going to be a strong one to hold down. Red's finding a little bit of their footing over here with Young Username, the Core, and Short Leader Map, all kind of working together, but Rob Drake is destined to try and stop that. Looks like that's going to be a tough battle for these guys to win. This is actually starting to solidify for the blue team. They have finally kind of gone back to back somewhere, but it's going to be a tough battle against the magenta team, as they have really started to establish themselves in this corner of the woods. Surprise, surprise, though, the red team has done well over here. JR, Chase, Bladesword, excuse me, Danger, Jason Phillips, and Christine Bacher, all doing well, but they're going to be kind of pinched between a very strong magenta team, but the blue team might have something to say about that. Green has really established themselves in the middle with Rhea doing very well over here. Randy starting to work down Varkon, but Rhea really kind of laying the hammer down. And speaking of laying the hammer down, Madness, once our crown, is now getting absolutely destroyed by Cover. Cover doing a really good job for the yellow team. The yellow team has few and far champions in between. They are strong, but they are nowhere near connected, as it looks like the first team going to be out is going to be either the black team or the Scion team. Just absolutely no consolidation anywhere. This is going to be a rough one to overcome. Even the white team over here has been able to do stuff. Ogun Gabriel, Demos, and Shoebill all kind of holding together, but also doing a really good job kind of laying down a little bit of hits over here. And now we've seen the magenta team completely fall apart. The red team is completely in the middle, and they still have this little southern section of Greece, but the blue team has a lot of strength of pushing down. But is that even going to matter? Rhea is now a gigantic crown. So is Black Circle over here. Talk about doing a lot with very little teammates. They are absolutely huge. Now, will they be able to do anything with the troops they have? Is up to the imagination, as Rhea is only going to have, looks like, who's this? Memes International left as his team, as he's going to be the only one, as that guy's going to be wiped out, although there's Memes International trying to lay down the hammer. Black Circle is also the last one on his team, and it looks like the white team is falling off the face of the map, as well as Ogun Gabriel trying his best to survive, but on the against a very big red and green push is not going to be enough, and yellow is right behind both of them. It's going to be really hard. Now, this is where our two champions emerge. Rhea and Black Circle, both with 1 million troops, going to be doing some damage. Immediately going after this red player over here. A smart move to gain a ton of land. As you can see, he has over a 60,000 pixel advantage over second place, which is Black Circle. Rhea does, but here comes the attack from Black Circle. A massive attack. Might swing the scales, and in fact it does. Black Circle takes over. Rhea absolutely out of troops. Are we going to see Black Circle come from behind, no teammates on the board, and dominate? My goodness, what a show he's put on. As you can see, Rhea, a shell of their former self, has just been completely knocked off. It's Boo, the last true obstacle to overcome. The red team, nothing but a speed bump in the road onto that major fight. We'll see how this one goes. Boo launches a big attack. We'll see if Black Circle responds, or if he tries to continue to finish off the red. He goes after the red guy first, and now he goes into Boo. Boo, unfortunate right there. The bot is going to probably prioritize fighting Boo down instead of this red. Boo could have gotten some extra attacks in there, but alas, it was not meant to be. And with a gigantic lead, yellow has 66% of the land. It's not quite over yet, as bots are a little bit unpredictable in their behavior, but it is not looking good for anyone that was not on the yellow team. Yellow team getting absolutely stronger and stronger as with each attack. Black Circle says, I'll put the team on my back. You guys can be my backpack. Doesn't matter where you guys spawn. We don't need any consolidation anywhere. I'll just do it all by myself, as he's going after all the little GN islands over there, but finally launches the big attack into Boo, and we'll start to see this go down, as this is not looking good. Desperate donations are not going to matter at this point. There's no amount of donations that can catch you up to this point, as Black Circle has absolutely dominated the board. And there it is. Your yellow team is the team champions of today. So that was our membership video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks again for being members. Really means a lot. Couldn't do this channel without you, and I'm not just saying that. Even if you were gifted a member, or if you are an executive producer, each and every one of you matters so much, and I'm just happy to be putting out content that you guys enjoy. So thank you again so much, and for now, boys, I'll see you in the next one.